at him. Frank doesn't have time to read novels or go to the theatre. He wouldn't know a dry martini if someone chucked one in his face. He's the very antithesis of Gabriel Woolf, or at least the one we read about in the papers. I watch my husband leaning against the door to pull on his boots. In 20 minutes' time, his skin will be permeated 3 layers deep with the stench of cow dung. The door, wrapped hard from the other side, makes Frank start. "Bloody hell," he says, yanking it open so quickly his brother falls into the room. Our mornings invariably start this way. Jimmy, still ruddy from last night's beer, eyes screwed half shut, one strand of hair sticking straight up as if it's gelled, says, "Aspirin, Beth. God banger." I take down the medicine box from the dresser where it lives primarily in use for Jimmy's hangovers. Once upon a time it was full of infant paracetamol and emergency plasters. There are 5 years between them, but Frank and Jimmy look so similar from a distance, even I struggle to tell them apart. They're well over 6 foot, with dark, almost black hair, and eyes so blue people often do a double take. Their mother's eyes, I'm told, though I never had the chance to meet her. They are both wearing shabby corduroys and thick shirts, soon to be covered in the navy overalls that are their daily uniform. In the village they're sometimes called the twins, but only in jest. Frank is very much the older brother. "What happened to just going to finish this pint and call it a night?" Frank says, grinning at Jimmy. "Beer is God's reward for an honest day's toil. And from the Bible. If it isn't, it should be. We'll be with the lambs at midday. See you then," Frank calls to me, as the brothers go out of the door, still laughing as they cross the yard. With the men out milking and the kitchen cleared, there are plenty of jobs to get on with. Washing, so much of it, both brothers' overalls rinsed and waiting for me on the scrubbing board. The breakfast washing up, a floor that always needs sweeping, no matter how often I take the broom to it. Instead, I make a fresh pot of coffee and put on an old waxed jacket of Frank's and sit at the little wrought-iron table looking out across our fields until my gaze meets its target. 3 red chimneys of differing heights, peering above the fuzz of green oak on the horizon. Meadowlands. Before. 1955. I don't know I am trespassing. I am lost in a dream world, my head full of romantic scenarios in which I triumph. I picture myself beside a fountain with an orchestra in full flow, receiving an impassioned declaration of love. I read a lot of Austen and Bronte at this time. I have a tendency to embellish. I must have been staring up at the sky, head in the clouds, quite literally. The collision comes out of nowhere. What the hell? This boy I bump into, his shoulder bashing into mine, is no hero. Tall, slender, arrogant, like a teenage Mr. Darcy. "Don't you look?" he says. "This is private land." I find the whole private land thing slightly absurd, particularly when it's accompanied by a curt cut-glass accent like this one. This meadow we are in, green and curving, oaks with their cloud bloom flowering, is England in its full glory. It's Keats. It's Wordsworth. It should be for everyone to enjoy. "Are you smiling?" He looks so annoyed I almost laugh. "We're in the middle of nowhere. There is no one else here. How could it possibly matter?" The boy stares back at me for a moment, before he takes in what I have said. "You're right. God, what is wrong with me?" He holds out his hand, a peace offering. "Gabriel Woolf." "I know who you are." He looks at me expectantly, waiting for my name, but I don't feel like telling him yet. I've heard talk of Gabriel Woolf, the famously handsome boy from the big house, but this is the first time I've seen him in the flesh. He has a good face, dark eyes framed by eyelashes my girlfriends would kill for, wavy brown hair that flops across his forehead, sharp cheekbones, elegant nose. A patrician kind of beauty, I suppose you might call it. But he is wearing tweed trousers.